This is area of triangles. 3 formulas. You can use all your notes. Plus, I'll give you the formulas on the test.
Yay.
Okay? So here's the only formula that you've ever learned about triangles. Well, I think you've learned these other ones, but you probably don't remember.
It's black and white. Oh, wait.
All right? If this is a base and this is a height, how do you find an area of a triangle? What did you learn back in 6th grade? What's the area of a triangle?
N squared plus B squared equals C squared.
1/2 base height.
Oh, wow. I was like, is that Pythagorean theorem or something?
Who remembers 1/2 base height?
Me?
All right, now listen. 1/2 base height requires you to have 2 sides and an included angle. Do you guys see this included angle, 90? That is an SAS. Do you guys see that? A 90-degree angle is always formed by the base and the height. It's an SAS. So this first one, first of all, they let the area represent K in this problem because if they said A equals, you might confuse it with angle A. So they don't use A for area. So K means area.
We live right now?
Huh? We're live.
That's good.
All right. So for this, like for example, guys, like for this first one right here, example 1, let's label it ABC. Oh, I can't see. Sorry, can't see it. There's ABC. So side B is 21.2. Side B is 21.2. Side C is 16.5. And angle A is 25 degrees. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an SAS. When everything's in one corner,
SAS.
SAS. See right here, SAS. So if you have side, angle, side, to find the area, all you do is write K equals. Now, first of all, the information that's given here is BC and angle A. So it's this one right here. Circle that area formula. See how it says BC and angle A? Right here. We're using this one. So I'm going to write 1/2 because B is given, C is given, and angle A is given. That's the formula we're using. So what is B?
21.2.
Yep. Take what? Sure. C is 16.5 times sine of angle A, 25 degrees.
Wait, what's next to the 1/2?
21.2 is B.
Nope. 1/2
Times.
Times. So do I have to put the time sign?
Nope.
Or can I just do the?
You don't have to do the time sign if that's bothering you.
It's for me. Oh, that's
And then from here, you just punch it in the calculator.
Okay.
All right, so it's 0.5 times 21 points. Oops, that's already messed up. 0.5 times 21.2 times 16.5 times sine of 25. Answer 73.9. That's choice. Who did? Oh my God. Who borrowed Corey Baker's last class? Oh my God, I got
It's
it.
right there. It's right there. It's right there.
The white one?
Yeah.
Where?
Right there.
I hate when people don't hand them to me. Thank you.
Elliot said no.
Bam.
All right. Answer is 73.9. Units squared. You have to write units squared because it's an area problem. You always write units squared. If they said feet, you would write feet squared. If they said meters, you'd say meters squared. All right, before we move on, I want to show you why this works. I'm going to do a really simple one. If this base was 8 and this was, say, 4. Oh my gosh.
73.9 U.
All right, come up here. Just a basic little triangle back from 6th grade. If this was your triangle and I said, what's 1/2? What's 1/2 base times height? Back in, I'm going to say 6th grade. I think this is when you learned this. In 6th grade, you would have used this area formula. 1/2 base, which is 8, times height. So what's 1/2 of 32?
16.
16. That's your answer. 16u squared. If you use this formula that we just did, the formula that we just used, we're going to do this right now. K equals 1/2. It's side. You guys see how it's side, angle, side? So using one of these formulas down here, you would go the side that's given, 4, times 8, times sine of what? What's the angle?
90.
Who knows what the sine of 90 is?
I don't. I promise you.
Taylor was just about ready to tell me, and her calculator fell. It's such a powerful answer that her calculator couldn't take it. What is sine of 90? Do it again. Sine of 90. All right, see if you're in radians or degrees. Go to mode. In degrees or radians? Oh my God.
Wow.
All right, Elliot, what's sine of 90?
1.
Sine of 90 is 1. So if you punch this in your calculator right now, what is the answer? Punch that in your calculator, guys. 1/2 times 4 times 8 times sine of 90. It's still 16. It is no different than what you learned in geometry. In 6th grade. The reason that this works, this formula, it works for any SAS because sine of 90 in a right triangle is 1. That's why they shortened it back in 6th grade. They took the sine part of it off because you had never done trigonometry. So they only taught you right triangles back then. So all we're doing is just telling you that this same formula works for any triangle, 90s or not. It works for any triangle, this formula right here. Okay? So it's just a little extension of what you learned in 6th grade. All right, too much explanation when you're a senior, right?
Yeah.
All right, next one. Next one is Formula 2. Formula 2 for area. It's actually the third one in your life that you've learned. You got the base times height, you got the SAS, and now you got the ones that have 2 angles. Do you guys look at the formulas first of all? Do you guys see these formulas? Do you see how they involve all 3 angles?
Yes.
They all have 3 angles in them. The only thing that's different is it says that you only know 2. If you know 2 angles, do you really know 3? If you know 2 angles, can you find the third really easily?
Yes.
So if you know 2, you actually know 3 angles. You have to know 3 angles and 1 side to do this one. So let's draw example 2 on our paper. Let's draw example 2 on our paper. What do we know? Now they're calling it DEF. I don't even care what letters they're giving us. They can give us X, Y, Z, A, B, C. It doesn't matter. You can't rely on letters. You just have to know the formula. So little d is 45.7. Big angle E is 111.1 degrees. F is 27.3 degrees. So the first thing that you should find is angle D. Go ahead and find angle D for me. It's 180 minus these other 2.
Wait, you said it's 180 minus.
So it's 180 minus 111.1 minus 27.3.
I wasn't trying to erase it. There was a minus in the way.
Do you guys see that that's 41.6? Do you guys see?
Yes.
41.6, fill in the third angle. So in order to do Formula 2, you have to know 3 angles, which we know, and 1 side. Okay, so we're ready for this formula. Formula, we really can't decide which one we're using up here because this one's in A, B's, and C's, this one's in D's, and E's, and F's. Here's what you have to know about this formula. It's going to be 1/2. It's going to be 1/2 times the side that you know squared. What side do we know?
45.7.
So I want you to write 45.7 squared. Square it. If you want me to write parentheses, I will. So that looks better. Now, the rest of it's all about the angles. So you use the side that you know and square it. The side that you divide by, there's only one angle you divide by. It's the angle across from 45.7. It's the angle across from 45.7. So what angle is across from 45.7?
41.
Use what?
41.6.
That's the choice. If you bring something up here.
I know where.
Give me something else. What can I give you?
A shoe. I just gotta make sure I get it.
I'm gonna shoot late.
People don't, I don't think people steal them. I think people just forget. I forget to return
They
stuff.
do. I know. They forget.
My own friends make me give them collateral if I borrow something from their house because they know I leave it. I'll keep it. Not on purpose, I just forget. All right, ready, guys? I want everyone to write sign 3 times. This is not sin, it is sign. Write sign 3 times in this formula. We're going to fill in 3 angles. This formula involves all 3 angles. There is only one that you divide by. That's the most important placement. Ready? What angle is across from 45.7?
41.6.
That's the one on the bottom.
Yup.
That's the one on the bottom. So the other two, I don't care which one goes first. You can do 111.1 first. Just make sure there's parentheses around that. And then there is 27.3.
Wait, how do you know which one goes on the bottom?
The one that's across from the side that you used. So if 3 sides are given, you just pick any of them, any of the sides, square it, and then divide by that angle across from it. So you can be given more than one side. You can pick any side, but we only know one, so we have to use it. Now the rest of this is all calculator. Okay, so here's what you're going to punch in the calculator. You're going to punch in all of this, punch in all of that, and then when you're done, press equals, and then divide by sine 41.6. The only mistake that people make when they do these problems on the calculator is forgetting this right parenthesis right here. This is the one parenthesis you cannot forget. The one after that 111.1. So here we go. I don't put in 1/2, I put in 0.5, first of all, and then it's times 45.7 squared. Some people forget to square the side. Times sine of 111.1. Here's the crucial step right here. Right parenthesis right now. Close that angle. Sine of 27.3. I don't really have to close this parenthesis because I'm going to press equals right now. So I'm going to press equals. And then I'm going to divide by the one on the bottom, which is sine 41.6. Answer is 673.01, so it's just 673. You're going to write units squared, and that's how you do it. What do you guys think?
That's pretty good.
It's just a formula.
What was the answer?
673, did you get it?
I got it right.
So it's basically, can you plug and chug? You're plugging in numbers, and you're chugging it out on the calculator.
Is this how you're about to start doing this now?
No. You want me to? Well, we don't have any notes left. This is our last notes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
What are we
cry.
doing after?
Next week, we're going to watch a movie next week after the test.
Oh boy, well.
I don't know. The one I can find on Netflix that works because I don't have a drive. All right, backside. Ready? Here is your third formula. Now this one, you don't need trigonometry for. This is called Heron's formula. He was a famous mathematician. It's for triangles. So what's something that uses triangles for area? What was something like maybe some landscaping? Maybe someone wanted to make a...
The rock and roll Hall of
When you
Fame.
go out and track your field and they throw a heavy ball.
Yes, and they have to do an area of that area.
Uh-huh.
Figure out how much, maybe some dirt, how much dirt you need for that area. Has it got dirt in there or grass?
Yeah. Gravel.
Gravel. So maybe you have to go to the store and buy gravel for that. You have to know how much to buy, so you have to figure out the area of that area. All right.
Some 2x4.
So anyone can walk out to that area with a with a tape measure, measure this area, and then go buy gravel for it. Because anyone can do this even without angles. This one's without angles.
Yeah. This
one is all 3 sides, and anyone can go out and measure a triangle and figure this area out. So here's the formula. Do you guys see the formula?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, what the heck does S mean? Okay, A, B, and C are the sides, but what does S mean? It says right here, S is the semi-perimeter, which is also called half the perimeter. And how do you find S? Tells you right here. You take half of the perimeter. You add the 3 sides and take half of it. That's half the perimeter. Perimeter means you add them all up. The semi-perimeter means you take half of it. So in this problem right here, we have A, B, C. Little a is 4, little b is 6, little c is 8. So the first thing you're going to find is S. S is 1/2 the 3 sides added together. You can do this you can do it on your calculator or just add them in your head. Like what's 4 plus 6?
You said what?
You're going to add the 3 sides. What's 4 plus 6?
10.
Plus 8.
18.
Half of that.
What is S?
8.
Oh, never mind.
9. So 9 is called the semi-perimeter. It's half the perimeter. So now, in your formula, the formula has 4 S's. So you're going to write 9, 9 minus, 9 minus, 9 minus. Use S 4 times in the formula.
What those parentheses? What is that? Are you times in?
Look, do you guys see the formula right above here? I'm not making it up. It's right here on your paper. Do you guys see it? S, 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 S. 4 times with parentheses with minus signs. Do you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, now, A, B, and C are the 3 sides. So what are my 3 sides? Does it matter which one goes first?
No.
Nope. So we're just going to go 8, 6, 4. Sometimes I just go largest to smallest. And now the rest of this you can plug and check. Now, I would not start putting this in the calculator because this is way too many parentheses for me. So I would do a little bit of mental math first. Like, for example, what's 9 minus 8?
1.
What's 9 minus 6? What's 9 minus 4? To me, I just saved myself 2 minutes putting parentheses in.
Is that like, are you typing that? 9 times 1?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have square root of 9 times 1 times 3 times 5. Answer, 11.6.
Yes.
Units squared. So at this point, it's up to you. I have 3 more examples, one of each type. We're gonna finish this. They don't take very long, or we can take the quiz now. I don't care because I've given you one of each type. Should we practice one more of each?
Is the quiz on this?
The quiz is on this.
You said one more each.
Each one of the. Okay, you just want to decide. These don't take that long.
One more and then take the quiz.
All right, let's take.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Let's. All right, example 4. Draw your triangle. We'll do it. I'll just do it really fast.
Is it going to be one like example 6 on there?
There's one like all of them. There's one of each type.
Okay.
Angle B is 78. It's given. Angle A is given. Side B is given. Which formula do we use if we know 2 angles? 1, 2, or 3? Formula 1, 2, or 3. I gave you 3 formulas today.
What'd you say?
Which formula do we use?
1.
It says right there, like one says SAS, one says AAS, one says SSS.
So this is
It's formula what?
2.
2. Okay, formula 2. Now, before we know which one we're going to use, we have to find what first? Find your third angle first. Find your third angle.
wait.
Find your third angle. It's 180 minus 78 minus 56 for a total of 46. Everyone okay finding 46? So take a look at formula 2 real quick, just so you know, like, kind of got it in your mind what you're doing. Formula 2 is K equals 1/2. It involves, the first thing you do is write side squared. There's only one side given, so you don't really have a choice. It's 24 squared. Now the rest of it's all 3 angles. We have sine 3 times.
Wait, how do you get
I did 180 minus 78 minus 56. This is the only thing you have to figure out. What one do I divide by? Sine of which angle? How do I know which one to divide by? 78. Why is that? Because it's across from the side. The one across from the side is the one you divide by. So the other 2, I don't really care which one goes first. And that's your formula. That's called the plug part. You just plugged in numbers. The rest of it is the chug part. That's the part you calculate onto your...
What numbers did you put in there? 24 and 78?
Is that 46?
24 is the side. 24 side. 24 squared. The one I'm dividing by is the angle across from 24, which is 78. That's the one I divide by.
Can you show me the formula you use?
It's one of these 3.
Oh.
Formula 2. Side is given 2 angles. So according to this, it's A, B, and C. So they gave you side B. So we are using this one exactly. This is the one we're using right now. Jerome, this is the one we're using right now.
Okay.
Okay, so the rest of this is punching in your calculator. So we have 1/2, which I always type in 0.5, times 24 squared, times sine of 56. Again, right now, close your parenthesis. I walked around about 10 people yesterday. They did not close that parenthesis. Times sine of 46. Press enter. and then divide by sine of 78 for 175.6 units squared. You guys understand that? Am I going too fast?
It's just, that keeps going down. What do you say answer was? Yep, got it.
Okay, the next one is all sides.
Hoorah.
The next one is all sides. Fill them in. Does it help you to draw a picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's a good answer. Which one of these formulas requires SSS? Formula 3. Formula 3 looks like this. That's formula 3. So what do we need to do to use formula 3? What do we have to find first?
S.
S. Find your semi-perimeter. So S equals 1/2 all of your sides added together. Now if you're doing that on your calculator, press in 0.5 parentheses. 20 plus 11 plus 13. Let me know what you get. Anyone have that S yet?
22.
22. Thank you, Raquela. S is 22. Do you guys get that? 1/2 times parentheses. That's not your answer. That's just your semi-perimeter. We're trying to find area, so we're going to use that 22 4 times. Oops, I'm out of room here. Put in your 3 sides.
Wait, if we only write it, only have 3 numbers, then what do we use for the fourth one?
It's 22. Follow your formula. It's 22 parentheses, 22 minus the first one, 22 times the second one, 22 minus the third one. Your answer is 66 units squared. You guys understanding?
Yes.
It's pretty easy,
Yeah.
you think? Last one. We'll do it really quick. This one's the easiest one. Save the easiest one for last. C is 54 degrees, 45 minutes. That should not scare you. You guys are really good at that. Little b is 4, and little a is 6. This is an SAS. Everything's in the corner here. 2 sides and an angle. So look at Formula 1. It's the one we haven't used yet. Formula 1. Do you guys see how it says SAS? Side, angle, side. So the formula that we're using, what's given is A, B, and C. A, B, and angle C. So we're using this one. We're given A, B, and angle C. So we're using the third one here. 1/2 AB sine C. Area is 1/2 side times side times sine of your angle. 1/2 side times sine of the angle. Punch it in your calculator and you'll have your answer. Straight plug and chug. Remember, 54 degrees is 54 second apse 1. 45 minutes is 45 second apse 2. And your answer is 9.79, which is 9.8 units squared.